Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing a full-size Land Rover Range Rover. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Land Rover here in Lehigh for giving me some time with this Range Rover. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions, just ask for Jordan. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 3-liter inline-6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 18 around town, and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 395 horsepower and then 406 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now, taking a look at the hood, you guys can see the Range Rover logo right there, and then I love how it's flat in the center. And then we have the Range Rover's new style of lights. Notice how it's very flush with the grille here and the rest of the bodywork. Same thing with the trim here at the bottom. We do have fog lights and parking sensors. And so putting it all together, it has a more flush, modern design with the front end. Now, coming on the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 285, 45, 22 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see here with the wheels, you got the silver mixed in with the satin gray. I think that looks really sharp. And then notice how the fenders poke out a little bit here, and then I've always been a fan of this design detail on the full-size Range Rovers. We do have the pop-out door handles as well, and then notice the darker trim at the bottom, and then also at the top. And then here's your full side view with the full-size Range Rover. Now, taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function. We got the opening here for the hatch, and then that's turn on the lights, and then we got the Land Rover logo at the back. Now, popping into the rear, you guys can see here carpeting on the tailgate, which is nice, and then same thing on this portion. It's kind of like the extension, if that makes sense. And we have all these controls here to raise and lower the seats. We also have a button two buttons rather, to raise and lower the suspension in the rear. And then we've got tons of space here in the back of the full size, which again definitely adds the practicality. And this one does have the third row, so it's got like nice padding in there with the armrest. You got some vents here for the third row passengers as well, so they definitely still get to live, you know, a life of luxury. And then as for the third row space, pretty similar to most SUVs of this size, so not quite as big as like a Tahoe, but you know, bigger than, I guess, other crossovers, so like bigger than, let's say, a Ford Explorer, for example, in terms of the third row space. Anyways, when you're all done, just press that button and that will, I guess, combine everything back together, right? We've got the cool design here where it kind of like all connects together, and then the lights are on the side. And putting it all together, let me you guys think about the looks here with the full-size Range Rover. Now, taking a look at the door panel, you guys can see the stitching and the soft touch here at the top, and then also down below, and then there is more here at the bottom of the door panel. It's soft touch even at the very bottom, and you got really nice metallic trim on top of that. Memory seats built in, which is great. We also have this for the sunshades, and then we've got the Meridian sound system, some speakers for it. And then here are the seats. You can see perforated all down the center portion. And boy, oh boy, is legroom great. Here in the second row, we also have a little storage pocket. We've got our own climate controls here for the rear as well. And these seats are extremely comfortable. And then headroom back here, it's good. Now, taking a look at the front door panel again, you got the stitching and soft touch, same thing down below. And then I like this trim that goes here. We've got our, again, seat adjustments with our memory seat function built in. Got all of our window controls here with our mirror adjustments. Mirrors do power fold in. And then you do have blind spot monitoring with the mirrors too. And then really nice trim here at the front, again, perforated all down the center portion here with the seat. And then I love the pedal layout right there. And then you have this to open up the hatch, and then you guys can see more soft touch trim here, and then also on the dash as well. Now, taking a look at the steering wheel, you can see soft touch trim all around. We got paddle shifters here on the back for the 8-speed automatic. We've got controls for like our adaptive cruise control, our heated steering wheel function. You've got controls for the center, stack, and I like this 2-spoke design. It looks really cool. And you do have your regular stocks here on the back as well. Now, I've got this digital gauge cluster here in the center. You do have that screen there off to the side, which you can basically change the look of the gauge cluster. You can see the panel layout we have right now, so you can actually change that whole setup. But overall, I think it looks really good. Now, I do have a 360 camera system here with the full size, which is great because this is a big beast. And resolution for the camera system is really good. It's easy to use as well. Notice we have an on-road and an off-road view, which is pretty cool. Also have parking assistance, which is great. Now, as for the rest of the infotainment screen, response time is great. It's easy to use as well. And then you guys can see, since we don't have any climate controls down below, everything's in the infotainment system, but it's easy to access the climate stuff, it's always accessible there in that shortcut bar there on the side. So again, they make that part of it easy. Now down below we do have some storage here with our wireless phone charging pad basically. So I guess we'll call this the charging area. But nice trim right there. Got our shifter here with our little gear selector icon below, and then you guys can see with the engine stop start, and then nothing else. Again, minimalist with the design. You can see here with the cup holders, and you can cover that up if you want. And then with the center console, good storage here, and got nice padding on the top. And then we got the double glove box situation, so we got the top one, and then you've got the bottom one as well, both lined with felt. Again, soft touch trim all over. And then up top, we've got a regular mirror, and then we do have the controls here for the panoramic sunroof. And then I like the headliner, how it matches the rest of the interior. So here's our window sticker for this Range Rover. You guys can see SE long wheelbase 7-seater, and then you can see all of the standard equipment here. And then we've got the base MSRP $113,400. We do have some options on this particular one. And then there's your total MSRP is $121,110. And I just realized I don't think that I've sat in the back seats of the long wheelbase. I might be wrong. I can't remember. But anyways, since I can't remember, because it's been a while since I reviewed a full size, let's go pop in the back seats and then we'll sum up the video. I know it's a little bit out of order compared to normal, but after seeing the window sticker, I just want to check. So you've got this button right here that moves these seats forward, which makes accessing the third row really easy. I mean, it was just one touch to get us to this point. And then there's just these right here that are, again, also one touch to bring up the seats in the back. I just realized there's a bunch of boxes and stuff back here, so I'm not going to be able to do that. And there's also still plastic wrapping on this. But looking at this right here, and you can see that right there. So again, if I press this, or wrong seat. If I press this, let's try that again. You guys can kind of see where the shelf starts. So yeah, just kind of like what I said earlier, it's not going to be as big as like a Tahoe or anything like that in terms of legroom, but you can fit back there. Let's see how quick that is. That's cool. I mean, I know some of you are against electronics, but I think this would be cool to have in more cars where it just automatically does it like that. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about the full-size Range Rover. I think this is like the quote-unquote, this is gonna sound bad, but the minivan version of the Range Rover, because this has the base engine, and it's not necessarily like a base with the interior, but it's more entry level with the interior, but then it's the 7-seater. So this is like the people hauler Range Rover, which I actually really like. I think that is probably one of the better values you could get with the Range Rover, because again, you look at that price compared to like the loaded up Range Rovers, which are, you know, over $200,000, and it's a lot more reasonable in my opinion. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this spec, and you know, we will have more full-size Range Rover reviews to come for the 2024 model year.